Hello friends, welcome once again to your very own channel Ammu&You. I'm Ammu, I'm also known as Chitra, and I'm again here to narrate a beautiful story to you. A story from one of very popular authors who is known for making up stories or telling stories from real life. His stories are so much more connected to us. R.K.Narayan. And his story today is A Snake in the Grass. Mr. Narayan is talking about an incident in his village where he is narrating of a snake that was found in the grass. So what happened then? On a sunny afternoon, when the inmates of the bungalow were at their siesta, a cyclist rang his bell at the gate frantically and announced, "A big cobra has got into the compound. It crossed my wheel. I saw it with my own eyes." He pointed to its track under the gate and resumed the journey. The family, consisting of the mother and her 4 sons, assembled at the gate in great agitation. The old servant, Dasa, was sleeping in the shed. They shook him out of his sleep and announced to him the arrival of the cobra. "There is no cobra," he replied, and tried to dismiss the matter. "There is a cobra indeed," they swore at him and forced him to take an interest in the cobra. "The thing is somewhere here. If it is not found before the evening, we will dismiss you. Your neglect of the garden and the lawns is responsible for all these dreadful things coming in." Some neighbors dropped in. They looked accusingly at Dasa. "You have the laziest servant ever. He never does his work. All the time he's sleeping," they said. "He ought to keep the surroundings tidy." "I have been asking for a grass cutter for months," Dasa said. In one voice, they ordered him to manage with the available things and learn not to make demands. He persisted. They began to speculate how much it would cost to buy a grass cutter. A neighbor declared that you would not think of buying any article made of iron till the war. He chanted banalities of wartime prices. The second son of the house asserted that he could get anything he wanted at controlled prices. The neighbor became eloquent about the black market. A heated debate followed. The rest watched in apathy. At this point, the college boy of the house butted in with, "I read in an American paper that 30,000 people die of snake bite every year." Mother threw up her arms in horror and arraigned Dasa. The boy elaborated the statistics. "I have worked it out, 83 a day. That means every 20 minutes someone is dying of a cobra bite. As we have been talking here, one person has lost his life somewhere." Mother nearly screamed on hearing it. The compound looked sinister. The boys brought in bamboo sticks and pressed one into the hands of the servant also. He kept desultorily poking it into the foliage with a cynical air. "The fellow is beating about the bush," someone cried aptly. They tucked up their dhotis, seized their available knife and crowbar, and began to hack the garden. Creepers, bushes, and lawns were laid low. What could not be trimmed was cut to the root. The inner walls of the house brightened with the unobstructed glare streaming in. When there was nothing more to be done, Dasa asked triumphantly, "Where is the snake?" An old beggar cried for alms at the gate. They told her not to pester when they were engaged in a snake hunt. On hearing it, the old woman became happy. "You are so fortunate. It is God Subramanya who has come to visit you. Don't kill the snake." Mother was in a heated agreement. "You are right. I forgot all about the god. Yes, I forgot that I was promised Abhishekam. This is just a reminder. She gave a coin to the beggar, who promised to send down a snake charmer as she went. Presently, an old man appeared at the gate and announced himself as a snake charmer. They gathered around him. He spoke to them of his life and activities and his power over snakes. They asked admiringly, "How do you catch them?" "Thus," he said, pouncing upon a hypothetical snake on the ground. They pointed the direction in which the cobra had gone and asked him to go ahead. He looked helplessly about and said, "If you show me the snake, I'll at once catch it. Otherwise, what can I do? The moment you see it again, send for me. I live very close by." He gave his name and address and just went away. After his departure, everyone got busy again with the snake hunt. At 5 in the afternoon, they threw away their sticks and implements and repaired to the veranda to rest. Everyone was exhausted. They had turned up every stone in the garden and cut down every grass blade and shrub so that the tiniest insect coming into the garden should have no cover. They were loudly discussing the various measures they would take to protect themselves against the reptiles in the future, when Dasa appeared before them carrying a water pot whose mouth was sealed with a slab of stone. He put the pot down and said, "I have caught him in this. I saw him peeping out of it. I saw him before he could see me." He explained at length the strategy he had employed to catch and seal up the snake in the pot. They stood at a safe distance and gazed on the pot. Dasa had the glow of a champion on his face. "Don't call me an idol hereafter, and never call me an idler, please." Mother complimented him on his sharpness and wished she had placed some milk in the pot as a sort of religious duty. Dasa picked up the pot cautiously and walked off, saying that he would leave the pot with its contents with the snake charmer living nearby. He became the hero of the day. They watched him in great admiration and decided to reward him adequately. Everyone was relieved, but that relief was pretty short-lived, because it was barely 5 minutes since Dasa was gone when the youngest son cried, "See there!" Out of a hole in the compound wall, a cobra emerged. It glided along the gate, along the wall, heading towards the gate, paused for a moment to look at the gathering in the veranda with its hood half open. It crawled under the gate and disappeared along a drain. When they recovered from the shock, they asked, "Does it mean there are 2 snakes here?" The college boy murmured, "I wish I had taken the risk and knocked the water pot from Dasa's hand. We might have known what exactly it contained." So much about a snake in the grass. What would you have done if you were one of the occupants of that house? Let me know. If you would run away in fear, or you would be an active searcher like all of them were. Most importantly, will you believe that there were 2 snakes in the grass, one caught by Dasa and the other that they saw with their own eyes? Thank you for listening to the story. Thank you for all your comments and encouragement. Stay happy, stay blessed, and wait for me till I come again with another interesting story to narrate to you. Stories make our lives so much more interesting. Bye.